World history.
Okay.
Tell the story of the triumph of Rome.
Triumph of Rome. Okay. So, Rome, it kind of had already, like, not really conquered, just gotten Carthage. Not really. Well, Rome, it had its eyes now on Greece. And there was this general named Paulus. Yeah, his name was Paulus. So, Macedon, in kind of like Greece, Macedon had been Macedon, the country that Alexander had ruled in, was now being kind of ruined. Yeah, ruined by this new king. I forgot the name, but it starts with a P. So, one time, Paulus's daughter, oh yeah, Paulus is Paul in Roman. So, Paulus's daughter, one time, she was crying, and Paulus asked what was wrong, and she said that the name of the king of Macedon, the one with the P, he was dead. Paulus wanted this to be real, and he could only say, "Good fortune, my daughter. I accept this. I accept the omen." But what she was talking about was the death of a favorite dog. So, Paulus, he went to Macedonia, and he kind of conquered it, and then the news came to Rome that he conquered it. So on the first day, they saw the carriages that kind of like had the king, and well, not really the king yet. There was the Greeks beautiful sculptures first, and yeah, beautiful like artworks. Then on the second day, there was gold in the Macedon king. The Macedon king and his poor
What's happening on those days?
Oh yeah. Were they like how could I explain this? Okay, I got this. Were they like they go into Rome na? They're back to Rome.
Okay, and what were they doing with those Greek sculptures, with the king of Macedon? What are they doing?
Well, the king of Macedon is now a prisoner.
Okay.
And
No, I mean, you said first day, second day. What's happening on that first day and second day?
they are showing what they are showing kind of to Rome what they got.
Okay.
Okay, so and then on the third day, there was now Paulus and his soldiers. They had laurel. He had laurel staff. The other ones had laurel somethings, but yeah. And Paulus was in Persus. I think Perseus was the king. Yeah, king of Macedonia. He was sitting in Perseus's carriage. Yeah, the king's own carriage, and Romans, they were very happy. But the sight of the slave children of Perseus, that's sad. Made them sad. Yeah.
It's Perseus.
Okay, Perseus.
So, against whom did Rome triumph? in your story?
Oh, Greece.
What do you know? Tell me everything you know about Hannibal.
Hannibal.
Yes.
Okay, so when he was 9, he had to oath to his father. I forgot his father's name. He had to oath to his father to hate Rome for the rest of his life. He and his father went to Spain and made a new Carthage. But this boy Scipio ruined his plans, and he couldn't take over Rome because Scipio brought the fight to Carthage, and then he also went to Carthage and they burned their fleet, the whole fleet.
Who burned their fleet?
The Romans burned their fleet, and they were very sad because they were like the masters of the sea.
What else do you remember about Hannibal?
Okay, he was brave. Okay, he tried to conquer Rome, and everyone thought that nothing would be in his way. But yeah, this brave boy Scipio. Yeah.
Oh, so tell me how Carthage ended.
Okay, Carthage ended. So okay, here. So here's the story of the fall of Carthage. So Hannibal, he was just on his kind of way to Rome. Well, he was in Rome. He was about to fight and he was fighting. A boy named Scipio, he brought the fight to New Carthage, and then he got to New Carthage. So he had to be called to get back to Carthage. So, the Rome, his dream of conquering Rome drifted away. So, he still had to go to Carthage, but he was kind of not really too late, but he was a bit late because Rome had already burned their fleet, and they were very sad because I already told you they were the masters of the sea. Now they don't have any boats to travel with.
Tell me the story of the king and the beast, and whose story was it?
The King and the Beast. So,
Whose story was it?
okay. King Solomon's. Okay, so King Solomon was just chilling in his throne with his servants at the side until the Queen of Sheba came in. So, when the Queen of Sheba came in, she had to her hands. She had wait. Okay. She had flowers in her hands, and she said to King Solomon, "Here I have some flowers. Can you guess which one's the real one? Real ones?" Okay. So so one of them is made out of like carving, sculpted by a sculptor very neatly, and some are picked from his garden. So the Queen of Sheba, she okay. The Queen of Sheba said, so King Solomon had to look very closely. He stroked his mustache. He looked at every side of them. Every side. Okay. Every side. But he still couldn't figure out which one was the real one. This was the first ever time he was puzzled. Oh yeah, the Queen of Sheba came there to see if what the people said about him was true. That he was very smart and he would never really get puzzled. But King Solomon actually figured it out. He remembered that there were bees at his garden there. So he saw them one time. So he said to his servants to open the door, and everyone opened the window, not the door. So everyone looked at the window to see what would kind of happen, and then the bees came in. Then they went to the right flowers, and they didn't really pay attention to the left one. So, King Solomon said, "The bees have answered for me." Then the Queen of Sheba said, "Oh wow, you are really, really smart. You are really bright. I shall go now and go back to my country." And so, King Solomon was he was very bright, smart, and he built a temple in Jerusalem. Yeah, I think it was in Jerusalem. Yeah, okay.
Okay. Tell me your favorite story from 50 famous people this
Ooh.
term,
Oh.
except the King and the Beast.
Oh, okay, okay. I'm gonna go with Giotto's story. I think it was the shepherd boy painter.
Okay.
Yeah, the shepherd boy painter. So, Shimabue was just kind of like traveling until he saw a boy. This boy looked like a shepherd. He was kind of wearing shepherd clothes, and Shimabue asked the boy what his name was, and the boy said his name was Giotto. Then Shimabue asked who's his father. What's his father's name? I forgot his father's name. But but Giotto answered, and Giotto liked art. So Shimabue asked if asked his father, because they went to his father, because he asked Giotto first if he wanted to come with him to go and to see some beautiful artworks, and so that he could teach him. Then Giotto said that they must ask his father first. So they asked his father, and Giotto's father he agreed to let Shimabue go with Giotto. You know why I like this story? Because I'm small artist. Okay, so Shimabue and Giotto went to, I think, Italy. Oh yeah, okay, Italy. And Giotto and Shimabue. They kind of okay. Shimabue, one time he painted a man, and he waited for this man to dry, this painting of a man dry first, and then he first went to sleep because it was still dark, so he could paint it in the morning because it was a bit so painting was a bit blurry about in the dark, so that's the reason. So he first went to sleep. When he woke up in the morning, he saw that there was a fly on the man's nose. So he tried to shoo it away until he realized it was painted on. So he said, "Who did this?" Then Giotto came out of a corner and said, "I did, master." Then Giotto, expecting a punishment, but Shimabue said, "This is a realistic fly. Not many men can do this. You are very talented." And yeah, that's all I remember.